It's all the above, best believe we do it better. I want the fame, the fortune, all the above. I want the checks, the moolah, all the above. From Philadelphia to New York, all the above. Man, tell them other stations they don't do it like us. I want the fame, the fortune, all the above. I want the checks, the moolah, all the above. From Philadelphia to New York, all the above. Man, tell them other stations they don't do it like us. What up?
Hey guys, it's your girl Angel Marie from All of the Above, and we are here with the amazing voiceover actress Noveen Crumbie. How are you?
I'm doing really well. Thank you for having me. How are you?
I am great. Thank you so much for joining us here at All of the Above. How's your weekend? How's all that good stuff?
It's been really good. Just trying to find some time to relax. As work is starting to calm down, we can all take time to ourselves now, enjoy the holidays, but it's been very good.
I love that. What do you have planned for the holidays?
So I'm just kind of staying home. My fiance and I, we are staying home for the holidays this time and just enjoying our time together. And we have 4 pets, 2 dogs and 2 cats. So we're
Busy
gonna be
house.
spending it with them this time. We're not going away.
Oh my God. Well, first of all, congratulations. That is amazing.
Thank you.
You should have that ring. So you ready to jump into this interview?
Yes, let's do it.
All right. So what inspired you to pursue a career as a voiceover actress?
Well, when I first got into the industry, I didn't really know what voiceover was. I began in live theater when I was younger, back in Connecticut. I did a few stage plays and some commercials, and then I went to school for musical theater. And throughout my time in college, everyone would say, "You have such a great voice. You should look into voiceover." So I finally decided to take classes after I graduated, and from there, it's kind of like a natural talent that I didn't know I had. And since then, I got an agent, and I've just been booking a lot of animation and video games and award shows, and I've been really enjoying it. So I've always loved being in the spotlight and being able to perform and put myself out there. So I felt like this was another avenue for me to take to express myself and be able to create new projects.
Hey, I love that. Did you ever recognize that you had a unique voice yourself, or did it take other people constantly reminding you, like, hey, your voice is actually made for this industry?
I kind of always felt that I've had such a strong, powerful voice. I've always had volume to myself, which I've always noticed. And I didn't know that there was a way that I could actually use that as a career to pursue. So when people were telling me about voiceover and when I found out what it was, I was like, oh, so this is where I can just like exude all my energy and get it all out and use my voice to the best of its ability. So I was like, all right, let's do this. This is cool. This is cool.
I love that. And we're going to backtrack really quick because you
Mhm.
said that you're from Connecticut. I feel like it's not too often that we hear people from Connecticut
This is true.
branching out into the industry. What part of Connecticut are you from?
So I'm originally from South Windsor, so it's near the capital, Hartford. So I was born and raised in Hartford. Yeah.
See, my best friend is from Connecticut, so I feel like I'm an honorary Connecticut person. I'm from
Oh,
Philly, but she's
wow.
from, oh Lord, Hamden. Hamden.
Yes. Yep.
Okay. I was about to say, let
Yeah.
me get it right before she listens to this. I'm like, girl, I'm not from there. Now, what were your first steps in branching into voiceover work, and what would you say was your first big gig in the industry?
So my first steps in branching into the voiceover world, I took classes for about a year because I have to know what I'm doing before I kind of just jump into this industry. And since then, I signed with a voiceover agent from there, and I kind of learned throughout my first months of being signed with a voiceover agent of how the industry works, how you audition to them, how you send it in, and all that kind of stuff. And the first thing that I booked was actually a video game called Red Dead Redemption 2. Now, I was super stoked about it. I remember my agents calling me and they're like, "You booked your first gig, you booked a video game, let's go, let's go." And then they were like, "But wait." And I was like, "Oh no." And they were like, "Are you okay with voicing a whore?" And I was like, I didn't play video games. I didn't know much about Red Dead, but I was like, yeah, let's do it. It's my first booking. I am so down. So they were like, all right, we'll put you as a yes. Let's go. So that was the first gig that I ever booked. And it's definitely a story. But yeah.
That is an interesting first. It's not just like a regular commercial or something small.
Right?
It's like, we're just gonna dive you right into the gore and
I
everything.
was like, okay, did not learn this in class, but she just had a Texas accent, kind of the Southern accent, and I was one of the additional voices in the video game. So I still haven't found my character, but I'm like, she's somewhere in there. So whoever finds it, thank you.
Okay, and this is actually like a perfect segue right into my next question because are there any different techniques or important differences when doing voiceover work, such as commercials, video games, cartoons, or just even the awards, being an award show announcer?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of techniques when it comes to live announcing an award show. You've got to have courage, of course, because everything is live. So I come from a theater background, so it was kind of easy for me to jump into that. You've got to be able to just change on the spot. There's a whole lot of changes going on right up until the show, even during the show. You've got to have a big voice and a lot of energy because a lot of shows like MTV and the People's Choice Awards, they're big energy versus the Screen Actors Guild Awards, which is more sophisticated and just kind of easy going. Versus when it comes to animation or video games, that's when you can kind of go wild with your imagination. You're creating different characters in different spaces, and it could range from children to older folks who come from different backgrounds. So when it comes to that, you have to capture people's attentions.
Mhm.
So you have to dive right into the character. And I would say with video games animation, you get to have a lot more fun. You get to kind of go off book and improv a little bit. But with award shows, you can't improv
Like,
and go off book. You have to go right by the script if you want to keep that job.
I know that's right.
Yeah.
Now, I love your TikToks first and foremost. I
Thank
feel like
you.
it's so refreshing to see you providing like behind the scenes footage. And I think it also gives a lot of people hope to see a Black woman having this type of role and position, especially
Yeah.
being a award show announcer. I was shook. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, I said, look at her.
Thank
So
you.
thank you for that. Like it's so inspirational.
Thank you so
Um,
much.
so how did it feel the first time you heard your voiceover work in a commercial or a project? What was that initial reaction like?
It's super surreal. I think the first time I heard myself, after Red Dead 2, I booked Friday the 13th. So I'm the voice of Vanessa Jones in the video game Friday the 13th. And I remember going to the stores like Walmart and Target and seeing it on the shelves. And I was like, whoa, this is crazy. So when I actually got the game, or they gave me the game, um, I had a few friends play it. And just like hearing my voice, was a little weird. It's like I know that's me, but it's someone else doing me, and I'm running from Jason Voorhees, like he's about to kill me. Like it's kind of weird and surreal. And even when it came to voicing an award show, it's always fun in the moment, but then after I watch it back, I'm like, this is so weird. And it's not something that it's normal and that you're used to. Um, but it's even watching animation shows now. It's kind of weird, but it's fun when I get to create a different character. So it's like it's not really me, but it is me. It's something you don't really get used to, but it's cool.
Right? That is so true. Because my husband sometimes will try to listen like to the playbacks of my podcast while we're commuting or something. I'm like, it's so weird hearing my voice. I was like, play it when I'm not in the car. I'm so
Exactly.
awkward.
I'm like, thanks for playing. I don't need to hear it.
Right? I'm like, oh, I'm good. I'm good. Now, what would you say is the biggest life lesson that you've learned thus far being in the industry so far?
The biggest life lesson I've learned being in this industry is definitely patience. You
Ooh.
have to have a lot of patience. This is in the entertainment industry where things aren't always like popcorn. You just get things on the spot and it's easy peasy. If it were that way, everyone would be doing this. But you've got to have a lot of patience. You got to have drive as well. You've got to be able to put in the work because you can do auditions for months or even a few weeks and not hear anything back. But
Mhm.
then there may be a period where you just start getting bookings all at once. That's just how the industry works. And not everyone is going to say yes to you. Also got to have that you've got to be strong because not a lot of people will also say yes to you. You will get a lot of no's. And
Mhm.
that's just how the industry works. So having patience and being strong about it and just keep doing what you're doing and drive forward. You persistence will pay off. So
Yes.
keep
And let's
trudging
touch on that
forward.
really quick. Did you ever have a moment of discouragement hearing constant no's? And did you have anything to help pull you out of that funk or find that motivation?
Yeah, I definitely had a time of a discouragement when I was in college in New York still. I think I was in my second year and I was like, I just don't want to do this musical theater thing anymore. I don't want to do acting anymore. I don't think it's going to work out. I'm just not feeling it anymore. And I really, really wanted to quit. But
Mhm.
my mom was there and she was like, no, you're not gonna. I know deep down in your heart, this is all you've been doing since I was 7 years old, wanting to be on stage, wanting to perform, wanting to be out there. And she was like, I'm not gonna let you do this. You're having a moment of discouragement. So it was a time of learning for me. And she made that very clear. So she helped me push through. And to this day, I am so thankful because I would not be where I am today. And I would not be able to open the door for other people, women like me, people of color like me, to be able to do what I'm doing today. So, you know what? Thank you, mom.
I love that. Shout out to our mamas. They know. They know what
Yes,
we know.
they know. And I'm like, okay, yeah, you're right.
And you are also the voice of E Network, which is an
Yes.
amazing feat.
Yes.
What was that experience like? And what would you say is your day to day like doing voiceover work for E?
So the experience is kind of crazy. When I got this job, I didn't really know what it was. It's called a promo campaign, and I got this about 2 years into being a professional voiceover artist. And as I kind of did that job, that's when I learned what it was, how to as it go about. Um, for the first 2 years, I would have to record for them 5 days a week, 2 times a day
Oh wow.
because it's always new promos, always new shows, always new stuff happening. And so that definitely took up a lot of my time. But mind you, this happened 6 months before COVID. So it was kind of perfect timing because I was
Wow.
already home doing all these recordings. And it was like I wasn't doing anything else. Everyone was home during COVID. So it kind of worked out that way. So it was a lot of demand. Now it's lightened up a little bit. I kind of just record here and there when they ask me to do it. And I do a lot of international promos for the E Network as well. So in different countries around the world. So that's been really cool. That's still surreal because I do have friends in other countries that are like, oh, I've heard you here, I've heard you there. And I'm like, wow, my voice is playing in like Europe right now.
International.
It's so crazy. But yeah, that's been really awesome. And it's definitely been a blessing. So I'm really happy about that.
Oh,
Thank
congratulations.
you.
So many amazing things for you. And you, well, aside from being a voiceover actress and an actress in general, you are a huge Disney fan.
I love it.
How many times have you visited Disney World? And what would you say is your favorite thing to do when you're at Disney? Give me all the scoop because actually I've never been to Disney yet. It's my
Ooh,
to
girl. I mean, okay, first of all, this is my only tattoo. Minnie Mouse. So yes, I love Disney ever since I even knew Disney Channel existed. I've been to Disney, oh gosh, more than I can count. But my favorite thing to do there is watch the parades.
Mm,
Because I'm a performer and I love performing and I love dancing and music, I love watching the parades because seeing your favorite character instantly just gets you in that mood. And I think that's a lot of fun. Also, being able to ride your favorite rides is a lot of fun. It gets you hyped through the day and it's just a happy, magical place. And the food
ooh,
is pretty good,
okay.
especially in Disneyland California Adventure. Pretty good. They also give you like you get to drink there as adults. You get to drink there, so you get to have a lot of fun with your rides and everything. And
No wonder
I
everybody's so
I love
happy.
this thing. Yes, you gotta go, especially during the holidays. That's when they dress everything up and it's all magical. It's
I
really
want to
nice.
go for Halloween or Christmas, definitely.
Halloween is so fun. I would highly recommend it. Yes,
Now, would
yes.
you recommend going with kids? Because I have a 1 year old, and me and my husband were like, maybe we should wait until he's a little older so he can remember it too, or should we go without him first?
Personally, I don't have kids right now, but I've seen how it is with people who have younger kids. You
Mhm.
kind of just end up babysitting them the whole day when they're like crying and then they want naps and they go to the bathroom a million times. So I feel like you don't get to truly enjoy yourself there. So I would, if I were in your situation, I would wait till he's a little bit older. That way he can at least understand a little bit more of what's going on and there'll be less kind of tantrums and
Right.
all of that, but I think it's more enjoyable when they're older and they can understand what's going on and have a lot of fun.
I'll
Yeah,
take note. I'll leave my grandma house.
yeah, exactly. I was like, then you guys can go on your little double date and that would be so cute. That would be on your date. Yeah.
Now, out of everything that you have done thus far in the entertainment industry, what would you say has been your best experience or the most memorable thus far?
I would have to say live announcing the Screen Actors Guild Awards. So the SAG Awards. That would be my most memorable because I hadn't done a show like that previously. All the award shows I've done were like big reality MTV, People's Choice, hyped up big shows.
Mhm.
And this one was more drawn back, sophisticated, easygoing. And that was definitely a shift change in the way that I live announce. So that's something that I had to learn. I went through about 2 or 3 auditions for that and finally got that. But also, when the show was over, I met my idol, Selena Gomez, and she was the sweetest, down to earth person ever, just as I'd imagined her to be. And it was just amazing. And I also met Lin-Manuel Miranda, who I love musicals, of course. I went to school for musical theater, and he was there and I got to meet him as well. So it was all full circle moments. It was everything I could have dreamed of. And I would say I would really enjoy that.
That
Yeah.
is beautiful. See, we're here. I was a theater geek growing up. I went to theater school and everything. So we're one.
Yes, I love
And
that.
what kind of advice would you like to give to young and aspiring actors out there?
My one piece of advice, it will sound generic, but it's something you have to do. You have to take classes. A lot of people will see like my videos on TikTok and think, "Oh, that looks so easy. That looks so fun. How do I apply for this? How can I get into this?" You have to take classes because you have to learn about the industry and how it all works before you jump into something like that. This is a very tough industry, like I said before, and you got to know what you're doing. You got to know the techniques, the terminology, all of that. So I feel like educating yourself will give you the best foot forward in booking voiceover jobs or getting your foot in the door anywhere that you go. Just looking and being professional right off the bat will give you the best chance of following your voiceover dreams.
I love that. I hope you all are listening right now. And speaking of it not being so easy, you've actually shown before in your behind the scenes on TikToks of you doing, I think it was a McDonald's commercial where you did the fine print section.
Yes.
And it's
Yes.
funny, I showed my husband and he was like, I always thought they just sped that up. And I was like, no, look
Yeah.
at this video. I said, they don't speed it up. How did you master that? How many times do it take you to fully complete that?
For that take, actually, that took me, I think it was 2 takes. 2 takes to do that. Like I said, I have a powerful voice and I'm able to speak really fast and really clearly, which is perfect why I'm in voiceover. So that was really easy for me to do. There are some commercials out there where clearly they speed it up, but for something like that, I was able to just do it fast, do it in 2 takes, and they were like, all right, we got it. Good job, Noveen. And I was like, yes, I love this. But
That
yeah,
is
sometimes
literally
it
an
is a
art.
little difficult because you have to pronunciate every word clearly and make sure it's understandable. But yeah, I really enjoyed that.
Girl, you did that. I will say.
Thank you.
So,
Yes.
what is next for Noveen Crumbie? What else can our listeners and your supporters expect to see and hear from you? At least anything that you're allowed to disclose, obviously.
Yes. Well, I have a very highly anticipated video game called Redfall that is coming out in early 2023. I am the voice of Layla Ellison, who is one of the leads in the game, so you guys can definitely look out for that. I'm really excited for that. I also have some animation shows, Rainbow High, Mermaids, LOL Surprise, that are all out on YouTube and that are streaming different episodes each week. I'm also the voice of Daisy in a new American Girl series, which is on YouTube as well. You can also get her doll in stores, which is awesome. So I have a lot of that coming out, but I also will be releasing a lot more behind the scenes videos of voiceover and being in the industry and my live announcing award shows. I just did the People's Choice Awards, so there's a lot of new videos of behind the scenes coming up for those. So can't wait for you guys to see that.
Oh, yes. Make sure you guys stay tuned. And for all of those who do want to stay up to date with everything that you got going on and see those amazing behind the scenes clips, which you guys need to check out her page and see them, how can they do that?
You guys can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter at Noveen Crumbie, Noveencrumbie. I'll be posting all of those there. And feel free to chime in and ask your questions in the comments. I love answering everyone's questions. But yeah, go ahead and follow me there.
Yes, you guys heard it. Make sure you follow her, subscribe, show that support, all of that good stuff. But before we let you go, make sure you also follow us. We are on Instagram, Twitter. We're new to TikTok, so bear with us. We are at _all-of-the-above-1. That is how you stay up to date with everything that is going on with all of the above. You can also follow our YouTube channel. That is where we will have amazing interviews such as this one with the beautiful Noveen Crumbie at All of the Above Podcast. And then you can also check out our website at www.alloftheabove-podcast.com. And that is where you get so much more information about all of the above. Got tongue-tied right there. See, I cannot do that McDonald's commercial.
See?
But as always, thank you guys so much for tuning in to All of the Above. I'm your girl, Angel Marie, and we'll see you guys next time.
Wednesdays at 7, Angel Marie and Kevin playing the illest records, bringing us back together. Philly is all season, swimming through any weather, leaving the track bleeding. When we pull it together, we applying my pressure. I am your new professor, teaching this whole semester.